Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm approaching this open-minded, knowing that I don't know a lot here. I'm a new parent, and I know I don't know a lot, and I'm asking for triangulation. So, like, look, I know I don't know this. So,
you know what? You sound just exactly like a new dad.
Yep.
Okay, look. Who says you don't know? See, this is where. Well, let's stop for a second. See, to me, this is a silly statement. I'm not mad at you or nothing. I'm not trying to tell you you're bad. I'm just saying that this is a silly statement. Let me tell you why. You went through all of these changes. And when you went through them, you learned about these changes from your mommy and your daddy and your Grammy and your Aunt Susie and your Uncle Charlie and Loopy when she'd come by to clean. You learned about all that from all those people. And you learned about how to behave, and you learned about how to do, and you learned how to get along and all those things. And guess what? All of those things are indelibly marked in your mind as behaviors for you. And when that little girl doesn't follow those behaviors, you're going to say, you might be a little girl, but you're my little girl, and my little girl is going to behave in this manner. By God, now enough of that crap. I want you to straighten this up and behave properly like your daddy wants you to. And she will.
In other words, that's the same way that you learned. And nobody talked to your parents about any of this.
Nope. Neither did they talk to your grandma about that, or your great grandma about that, or none of them. No, your great medieval grandparents are the ones that happened during the Iron Age. Not a single one of those grandparents were talked about this stuff. And you got here fine.
Sure.
Okay. In other words, they gave you a fair chance at getting on with your life, in exactly the same way that you're going to give her a fair chance at getting on with her life, because that's what parents do, and you're a parent, and it isn't that you don't know. You know exactly what that's about because you've had parents.
Is there a way to do better than just get them to get along fine? Because that's kind of like.
Well, if you should be lucky to accomplish that one, eh? Because you see, the thing is that you don't know about where it is that you're programming her. So why not just rely on the programming that got you to where you are? If you really wanted to know that, you'd have to really get into it and see what your own programming is about. And you're not willing to do that. So I'm not mad at you about it. What the hell? That's a lot.
But you did ask the question, right? Like, how do you do that? Right. Well, this is how you do that. you need. So I had kids, 2010 and 2014. And
you're a newcomer.
My kids are still young, but there was a gap there, Dean, and you know some of the things that I was learning during that gap, and I can see the difference in the two children. The ones that Laurel got some of the things that I wasn't aware of at the time, and we joke about unwinding those things as she gets older. And Derek's got a completely different set in a few places, and it's really interesting to notice that difference.
So you're saying you're witnessing your own personal development as a result of their.
He's saying that he's a dad.
Yeah.
That's what happens to dads, okay? We learn everything that we know from our kids.
Oh, it's so true. They reflect everything we do, Dean. They reflect everything we think.
From how we walk to how we sit to how we talk to how we reach for a glass of milk to how we look at mom to all of it.
Yeah. How we yell at the television.
Yep.
All of it.
I don't know if you ever saw this video or not, but for a while there was a YouTube video that went around with this little black girl saying, "And how about you, good enough husband? What he doing? Where he at?" Now, she did not come up with that phrase. Trust me, that did not come from a 3-year-old. That I don't give a damn. It did not come from a 3-year-old. It came from a mommy of a 3-year-old is where that came from, or a aunt, or a grandma or somebody. But it did not come from the 3-year-old. 3-year-old learned that someplace. Attitude, all of it. Your little girl's same. So what you do is you have to be vigilant about what she's perceiving and what she thinks she's learning, so that you can guide her, not correct her, but to guide her, to say, okay, Mihai, are you thinking about this carefully? What do you want here? Now, can she do that yet? Yes and no. Both things are true. Both things are happening right now, that she's thinking about it and she's not. That will continue on for, I don't know, until she's maybe 50 or so. It's still going on for my daughters. I can tell you that they're still doing that shit. So that's what they're supposed to be doing. So it's correct. They're supposed to be doing that.